Welcome back, all my 40K fanatics out there. Unfortunately, I'm here to tell you some bad news. As I mentioned in previous videos, we have been trying to upgrade with new cameras, new mics, new this, new that. And unfortunately, during the battle report with the Tyranids and the UltraMarines is when I learned that the camera is actually defective. Halfway through the battle report, suddenly the lighting completely dropped off. Everything got extremely dark. And then it started changing the color on us. Didn't see this on the screen. And as well, it wasn't zooming in on things and we were getting some blurry images. Didn't see this on the screen, didn't see this when we were recording, didn't see this in any of the previous videos or tests that I had run. Suddenly this had just happened. So I'm going to do my best right here to try to still bring you what we have. I do apologize ahead of time. I am returning the camera and getting a new one, going with a completely different brand for all this. So hopefully that fixes the problem and we'll get some tests and make sure that this doesn't happen again. Something that happens with technology, you know, it's great when it works and a pain when it doesn't. So I do apologize that this video has less quality, and hopefully you guys can still enjoy our battle report with the Tyranids and the UltraMarines. Welcome back, all our 40K fanatics out there. I'm DJ.
And I'm Lane.
And we're here with Tim's Nation to bring you another Warhammer 40K battle report. Today, we are featuring a new camera, new microphone, so we're still working out the details with that and seeing how the audio levels, so bear with us on that. And we're bringing a new army. I'm playing Tyranids.
Some bugs.
Yep. And I'm going to have a ton of bug puns as the game goes on, just bugging Lane with those over the course of it. And as many people...
First one.
That's the first one. And of course, as many people have commented, may be saying synapsis, synapsosaurus, and any other phrase around synaptic abilities that I can make. So, truth be told, I've actually had these guys for a while. They've been in a box in storage. And over time, with just trying to introduce more armies on the channel, I was like, you know, I should just pick up the Tyranid book. But I was very, very reluctant because I didn't want to buy a whole bunch of stuff for the army, because in my past 40K lives, I've ended up buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling the Tyranids. So I didn't kind of want to go down that rabbit hole again. But looking at the Tyranid Codex, I actually have majority of the stuff that's considered competitive or meta, minus things like, the Exocrine, which just can't get my hands on. So, decided to go get the Tyranid book, and we're going to be playing Tyranids today.
It's up to you guys to shame him if he decides to sell the army again. You got to make him commit. Make sure he sticks to it.
I think that I'll be okay this time because I have so many other armies to play, and actually, as many of us have known the follies, especially in younger years, it just life happens, and sometimes you got to sell a Warhammer army. It sucks when it happens, but sometimes life happens, and that's the way it goes. Now we're at a much different point, and so it's really cool to be able to bring the Tyranids here. There's going to be a lot of work that needs to be done to them. One thing that I hate about painting Tyranids is how much they tear brushes apart. I was telling Lane, like, every time I base coat them, I just rip through brushes with all the spikes and everything on them. Oh, it gets bad.
How are you painting that you destroy brushes?
Viciously. Viciously.
Stabbing his Tyranids with your brush.
Get paint on you. Well, that's what I'm playing today. Lane has a little bit of an interesting little hodgepodge that he's putting together today.
I'm not trying to win. I'm not trying to kill things. I'm not trying to score points. I'm trying to use as many stratagems as I possibly can. So I am running an Ultramarine Vanguard list. We've allied in Canis Rex. And I have a potential 45 stratagems I can use throughout the game. Obviously, it depends on what characters are alive for how long and when they can use those. But my goal is to use at least 30. I'm trying to get over 30. So my goal is 31 stratagems throughout the game. That's exactly how I do that. Please go check our individual army videos, because I go through all the different ways I can use strats, and I'll be using here today. But yeah, if you want to know exactly which units are doing this and how I can do it, check out that video.
Yeah, mine's only over a half an hour long. So if you really need something, you can go through that, where I go in detailed explanations. Because now with a new camera, this is now freeing up my phone, so I can actually talk about armies more freely and don't have to memorize everything.
Good, you can make your videos longer.
Exactly. Because anyone who knows me, I like to talk. All right, they're going to stop me talking, and we're going to go and jump over into the armies, talk about what we're trying to do with these today, and let's get this game going. So, Lane, what do you got?
Today, I have exactly 2,000 points of Ultramarines in the Vanguard Spearhead Detachment, along with Canis Rex allied in there, because he used to use strats every turn. So we have, of course, we have Rabute Gilman, giving us lots of free CP there. We have Marnius Calgar, Chief Librarian Tigurius, has also the ability to use some select strats for free. And I have two captains, one regular captain on foot and one captain with jump pack. We do have a 5-man Assault Intercessor squad, a 10-man squad of intercessors, a 5-man assault intercessors with jump pack squad, a 6-man plasma inceptor squad, 10 Stern Guard veterans, and then, of course, the big boy Canis Rex himself. DJ, what are you bringing today?
All right, so this is my Tyranid invasion fleet. Yes, it needs a lot of work, I know. But as I said, I dusted this thing out of storage, brought it to the forefront, so we'll go from there. So this Tyranid invasion fleet, I have a 2-man squad of Carnifexes. It's going to be led by Old One-Eye. A Tyrannofex with that big old rupture cannon. We have a Hive Tyrant with the enhancement of perfect adaptation, I believe it is, called 1 Psychophage. A 6-man of Zoanthrope that's going to be led by a Neurotyrant. The almighty Swarmlord as my warlord. A 3-man of Raveners, a single Lictor, a single Biovore, a 10-man of Gargoyles, and last but not least, 40 Hormagaunts, 2 20-man squads of Hormagaunts. There's some cool stuff I think I can do with the Hormagaunts. Potentially, they can really get rolling. 130 points for 20 dudes, and then so many little extra buffs.
Charge, right?
They advance in charge, 10-inch move. You have the 6-up Feel No Pain from the Psychophage, 6-up Invuln from the Zoanthropes, access to a 5-up Feel No Pain if they're in Synapse with a Stratagem. I can reanimate 2 squads worth of, I can target 2 squads and reanimate D3 plus 3 models because they're Endless Swarm. So there is a lot of really cool things I can potentially do with it. And honestly, in some ways, I feel like they're a little bit more durable than Necron Warriors in that aspect. So there's that. And then, yeah, just some big old bugs to go whooping and walloping across the field. So it's going to be, and I mean, I honestly, I don't know what I'm doing. It's
the first time playing.
It is. It literally
long
is.
Time. So
yeah, so it's going to be tough. It's going to be like, okay, I don't know how much I can dedicate here. Push this guy here. Push this guy there. Especially with like the Hive Tyrant, his enhancement lets me reroll once per turn. So yours and mine. I can reroll a hit, a wound, a damage, an advance, a charge, an armor save. 6 different things that I could reroll. And that to me, that could get him really defensive, keep him really aggressive, and make him very powerful. But they are toughness 10-10 wounds, so there's that aspect. But then there are 2-up, 4-up. So it's like I got to see all these data sheets and how they actually play out. Already, some people have commented with my army and saying, "Hey, you need to change over this, change over that." I'll start looking into those things after. Right now, I just want to kind of get a taste for the cuisine, which is Tyranids.
You have a sampling of that biomass.
Sampling of that biomass, bringing the big bugs to battle, and some little itty bitty buggies too. So that's going to be about it. And Lane, like you said, you just want to run some strats.
Strats. I'm going to use all the strats all the time.
You're going to be heroic interventioning just because. Yeah, they got one guy.
CP rerolling everything.
CP reroll on it all. CP reroll for days. All right, Lane. Odd or even?
Even.
Hey, that's odd. I don't see that very often. All right, so I get the choice. Do you have any infiltrators?
No.
I do. So I actually, even though I have one infiltrator, so my mindset into this, and because I'm learning the army and stuff like that, I'm going to be a little more open with my suggestions and stuff like that with it because I'm trying to figure it out. I am going to let you deploy first because I only have one infiltrator, which is the Lictor, and I kind of want to see where you start playing the game before I start putting him out there and figure out what I want to do with him, because I'm actually going to be doing fixed secondaries for this game. I'm going to be doing engage on all fronts and behind enemy lines. So board positioning is key. So that's about it. All right. We'll be back after deployment. All right. So we're going to try and record over this just so we can try and clean up this video a little bit. So we're doing Linchpin is our primary mission. Over here, I deployed the Lictor just to be able to charge up there because I'm going to be doing engage on all fronts and behind enemy lines as fixed secondaries. So he's going to be able to get in there and do behind enemy lines and engage all fronts on that side. As well, for the rest of my army, just kind of back here being bugs. able to push up. We got the zoanthropes all the way on the right, so they can kind of get over there and get a firing lane. And then we just have the rest, like Raveners, holding out the backfield for a little bit of coverage. As far as Lane is also in position, just kind of move to center, being able to utilize his infantry. He put the majority of his army back here behind the runes to be able to get out there, and then he has that little 5 minutes to be able to jump up on the objective and take after everything kind of moves out of there. And then over here we got Canis Rex and the Stern Guard, able to move out on that objective and be big and threatening. Canis Rex is going to be kind of tough to deal with just all around. So, yeah. As for a roll-off, I win with a 2 and I'm going first. Again, this is my attempts to try to fix this because as you'll see, the video kind of goes really bad real quick. So for the Tyranids, to make it simple, I just move up. Only the Tyrannifex is able to get any shots and shoot over there, and he just pelted one Marine for like 8 damage, so that was it. Lane counters back and comes up into the middle, bringing everything to bear, including the Plasma Inceptors to go into the Hive Tyrant. Stern Guards start making their move to middle. They just moved regular because he still wants to be able to shoot and charge. And he did place Oath of Moments on the Zoanthrope, as well as my Hive Tyrant that I moved to middle. Canis Rex is also going to move out there and put some shots down there and try and hurt some Zoanthrope. And with the shooting combined Plasma Inceptors as well as the Intercessors that are over there, yeah, goodbye Hive Tyrant. He went away, sadly. And then as far as the Stern Guard, well, not quite as lucky. They went into the Zoanthrope, and with them and Canis Rex, we're only able to take one of them down. 4 up in Bones Be True. Zoanthrope live. Also, Canis Rex didn't really do too well in his shooting. And then as far as charges, Lane charged in with a Jump Intercessor squad. They got overwatched by the Zoanthrope, and then the Hormigons finished off the captain. Over here was not quite as lucky as the Stern Guard charged in there. Was able to take one guy out, but for the most part, we lost a good chunk of the squad. And that's going to end the turn, giving us Tyranids 17 to an Ultramarines 10. Tyranids continue to move back up. We use the stratagem to resurrect 2 squads of Hormigons, giving them D3+3 both, and then just continue to move forward, bringing the Hormigons in. They're going to charge whatever remains there as Carnifex, Tyrannifex all prepare to shoot, as well as Zoanthrope. We need to get these Plasma Inceptors out of there, or they're just going to keep picking up my big bad bugs over the course of the game really quickly. And we are successful. Now, granted, Lane did overwatch when we moved up there and picked 3 of the Plasma Inceptors up himself, which helped a lot. But the Zoanthrope were able to clear us down to just 1. The Carnifexes with their heavy venom cannons and blast took out most of the 10-man Marine over there. And that was pretty much it for the shooting aspect. Then we charged in, brought the Psychophage in and the Hormigons that were already here. Hormigons got smacked down to just 1 dude. And then over here, the Hormigons cleared the last of the infantry, leaving only Tigyrus to hang out all by his lonesome with 2 wounds remaining. So not too bad. We're going to lose this Hormigon squad over here. Psychophage is pretty beat up. The fight on death worked well to kind of boost us, and now you start to see where the camera starts to fail that I was talking about. It gets really dark. So Guilliman moves up. He's going to come tangle with the Swarm Lord in the middle, who's an Oath of Moment target, as well as the Zoanthropes being Oath of Moments. Stern Guard fell back as Calgar lets them fall back, advance, shoot, charge, all that good stuff. So they fell back from the Psychophage because, well, Canis Rex is going to come kick them into oblivion. And you can't really see it there, Guilliman stealthing, but he did pick up the Swarm Lord. And combined with some shooting and the Stern Guard charge, the Zoanthrope and the Neuro Tyrant went away as well. And we're going to see in a second here, to no one's surprise at all, yep, Canis Rex punted the Psychophage into oblivion. That hurt. That turn hurt. So now we get over into the Tyranid turn. Carnifexes move around because they're going to try and charge into Guilliman. And the Tyrannifex also moves up there. He's going to put some shots in Guilliman, try and drop him for the first time. Hormigons moved through the wall and made their play. Oh, we're looking here at the Spore Mines. We have been planting Spore Mines with the Biovore to keep our engage on all fronts totals up, and we're able to get 2 of them now to secure these areas. Hormigons move up. Lictor moves up and is about to charge into this 5-man squad with a captain also leading them. Like I said, Carnifex has moved up, and you kind of see it over in the corner. I did bring the Gargoyles in to keep our engage on all fronts as we closed out the turn with a score of 40-23. We closed out turn 2. We're in a good lead and we want to keep those secondaries going. So we did charge in and finished Gilliman. Well, took Gilliman down for the first time, while the Carnifex shot at the stern guard, utilizing their blast to pick up the squad. The Hormagaunts were not so lucky, as they were reduced down to, once again, one model. And the Lictor almost took out the character, dropping him down to just one wound. So we are still getting 4 points behind enemy lines, engaging all fronts. Everything's going good with that. Canis Rex moves up and toes in so he can start to shoot, since he is able to cleanse and shoot at the same time, completing actions. And then Gilliman is getting ready to make a move on center. The Ravener has kind of moved into position during my turn to try and block out. And the Sternguard are moving up to have, well, what's left of them, have Calgar punch some Carnifexes. And as we get over into combat, after some shooting from Canis Rex and charging, we lost 2 Carnifexes, Old One Eye remains. And the Lictor, who has fight first, cleared the majority of the squad, leaving just 1 dude left. And Gilliman picked up all 3 Raveners. Not a big surprise there. So that is going to close out turn 3, giving us a score of Tyranids 56 to a Ultramarines 23. Now we go over into our turn. We made sure the Lictor auto-passed his battle shock so we could take that objective. And we have still our spore mines that are in position. So we got behind enemy lines. We got engaged on all fronts. We brought the gargoyles over just to try to slow Gilliman down. And also because of the fact that I want to, again, keep this engage on all front stuff going, we shot a spore mine behind us and put it in our zone so that we can keep that engage on all fronts going with the Tyranifex on the other side. Old One Eye was able to move in there and finish off the stern. Well, it wasn't even stern guard anymore. It was just Calgar and friends. And so, yeah, that was a strong way to finish. However, Canis Rex moves over there and kicks Old One Eye into oblivion. I don't really have an answer for him now anymore, as he's just running around punching my bugs into outer space. Gilliman did, as we all expected, cleared all of the gargoyles, but the Biovore does remain to give us more engage on all fronts and also shoot another spore, which he wholeheartedly did, putting a 4th spore down in the corner. So we have engage on all fronts with just spore mines alone. We have behind enemy lines with the Lictor and a spore mine, so we're good to go with our secondaries, and we're scoring those points well. And we shot at Canis Rex. We moved the Tyranifex up just to take those pop shots, and we're able to get 1 through, dropping him down to 10 wounds, but he is still very much alive and decides he's not happy and crush the Tyranifex and then move back onto the objective. Gilliman finished off the Biovore, because the Biovore is there. And yeah, that was that. That closed out the turn for both of us. Oh man, that was the end of turn 4, I believe. And then we go into turn 5 for our grand finale. Not much here except for the final score. Tyranids score an 84 to an Ultramarines 54. Wish we would have gotten this a little bit better, other than the camera failing on us. But man, great turnout for the Tyranids. Great debut. Again, like I said, I do apologize that this camera did fail so much. We appreciate all your guys' support and just wanted to bring as much of this video as we could.